I became concerned after the 2016 election with the way that Facebook and other social media companies were handling data and the impact that they were having on those elections. I started becoming concerned right after the 2016 election, when it became clear that fake news had a really negative impact on people during the election, and that there were a lot of conspiracy theories that had been shared around. And so I wrote a Medium post back in December of 2016 about, as a former Facebook employee, my guilt at having helped build one of these companies, Facebook, Google, and Twitter, that had had this potentially really negative effect on the election. And then I really turned the corner and became much more critical after it was revealed in September of 2017 that the Russian Internet Research Agency had purchased a large amount of ads and had reached more than 126 million people in America during the election. What worries me about the way big data is collected and used is the inferences that can be made about you, the user, using that data. The way Cambridge Analytica actually used the data they got from Facebook, it's not that they cared about the fact that you like Starbucks or Nike or, a particular football team. It's the fact that they can use those set of interests that you have to predict your voting behavior, other personal attributes, your personality, and then they could use that to target you with ads to try to get you to do something that that maybe you wanted to do, but they could maybe convince you not to vote or something like that. That really concerns me. The reason I switched from working at companies like Facebook and Uber to working at a not-for-profit organization that's advocating for better tech is I just became increasingly concerned about some of the negative impacts that technology is having. I couldn't really in good conscience continue to work for one of the large companies while there are these issues going on, and my hope is that we can address these problems and improve technology, and then at some point go back to building tech that is healthier. Every time you enter your information into an app or a website or give your information in person at a store, that data is actually often being passed around and sold and used by other people without your knowledge. A lot of this information can be used against you, and so you have to be really careful about, even if something as innocuous as I'm having a great vacation with a picture of you on some beautiful tropical island, you just told the whole world that you're not at home, so if someone wants to rob you, now they know they can go to your house and you won't be there. So you have to think about some of the bad use cases, and in general, if you put something on the internet, it never goes away unless you delete it, and even then it may not go away. So if you want to share something with a handful of people, you're probably better off just sharing it with just those people in a private way. I think there needs to be more regulation of technology companies. I think that's incredibly important. I think Europe is actually way ahead of the US in that regard. We're only now starting to have the conversation in the United States about creating a framework like GDPR, which we should have done years ago as a result of the Cambridge Analytica scandal. So I think you're seeing motion towards stronger regulation across a number of countries, which is it's a good thing. We're not there yet, but we're moving in the right direction. You're seeing awareness among consumers that this technology isn't neutral and it has some real downsides. And you're seeing the creation of new organizations like the Center for Humane Technology that are trying to advocate for and ultimately build better technology. So I'm both frightened about what might happen, but also hopeful about all of the ways that these scandals have driven people to take action.